Wembley Stadium for the penultimate time. The FA Cup final will be played at the home of English football this afternoon. One more, then that's it. The rebuild starts, and there's fantastic pictures being provided by Captain James Peplow and his airship. Little engine trouble a little earlier this morning, so the boys weren't able to join us when we wanted them to about midday, but I'm delighted to say they have now. He talked about wind. If you were with us at 8 o'clock this morning, he talked about the wind and conditions needing to be in their favour. It's a bit blustery out there, but I'm delighted to say they have made it, so well done, boys. Another big day of live sport coming up tomorrow across 3 Sky Sports channels. There's a double-header of World Cup cricket, Australia against Pakistan and Kenya against India. There's live US Tour golf on Sky Sports 3. Scottish football, Rangers against Kilmarnock, followed by Rugby Union, Barbarians against Leicester, and at 6:30 Spanish football, Tenerife against Real Madrid. That's over 28 hours of live sport coming up tomorrow across our 3 Sky Sports channels. Let's go outside to rejoin Kirsty Gallagher, who's got a very special guest with her, I understand. Kirsty.
I'm up here on the balcony. I'm joined by a very special guest this afternoon, Manchester United manager Alex Ferguson. Alex, what do you think of Ruud Gullit's sexy football then?
Well, so I don't think a lot about sexy football. You know, I believe in my mind that I've got the sexiest footballers. You know, you've got Ryan Giggs, very sexy footballer. You've got David Beckham, tremendously sexy footballer in my eyes, you know. So I've got the sexiest football team, no doubt about it.
Ruud, what are sexy footballers?
Well, sexy footballers is, you know, Gary Speed is a very sexy footballer. Alan Shearer is very sexy also. But sexy football is about turning on fans, and it's very sexy to do so.
How are you finding Newcastle these days?
Oh, it's very easy, you know, you go to the M1, it's very sexy.
Alex, could you be in for a bit of an upset this afternoon?
Well, Kirsty, the only upset really is if I lose my chewing gum, because I like to chew, you know, I'm like a cow in the field, you know, I like to chew the cud, and I chew all the time. Kirsty, you must chew, it's great for your chin.
Thanks for that. Right, we'll leave people to chew on that. Thanks, Mike Maguire. We'll speak to you a little later on. Now back to the studio.
Yes, we'll be back with Kirsty a little later. So it's Manchester United and Newcastle United in the 1999 FA Cup final. They got here not without a little trouble along the way. Alan Parry reports.
Newcastle's third-round encounter with Crystal Palace proved to be anything but problem-free. Shay Gibbons' handball giving referee Mike Reed no choice but to send him off. Stephen Glass was sacrificed to get Steve Harper in goal, and he was beaten within a minute by Lee Bradbury. But by the second half, the 10 men were flying. Shearer putting in Gary Speed to equalise, and the skipper grabbing the winner himself. Middlesbrough had won at Old Trafford in the league only 2 weeks earlier, and this time Andy Townsend put them in front again. Ryan Giggs supplied Andy Cole, who fired the equaliser. And with 8 minutes to go, Neil Maddison was adjudged to have brought down Nicky Butt. Dennis Irwin converted the penalty. And in the final minute, Giggs unlocked the Borough defence again to make it 3-1. Ruud Gullit's side proved too strong for Premiership-bound Bradford. Dieter Hamann breaking the deadlock after half an hour. Shearer raced away to make it 2 after half-time. And the Georgian Timur Ketsbayer took his time to score the third. The tie of the fourth round saw Liverpool go to Old Trafford, and with 2 minutes to go, Liverpool looked like winners after Michael Owen's early goal.
Beckham takes it. Oh, it's York! Cole and York combined! Solskjaer!
Fulham had already knocked out Southampton and Aston Villa, but their cup dreams were ended by Andy Cole. Blackburn travelled to St James's Park and almost took the lead through Ashley Ward. Moments later, Stephen Glass missed by the same margin, setting up a replay at Ewood Park.
bad thing is that we wanted to go a week to Portugal, and now we can't because we're playing again against Blackburn.
So, Ruud Gullit's side missed out on a week in the sun, but he seemed more than happy when Louis Saha booked a place in the quarter-finals. In another home tie, Alex Ferguson left Cole and York on the bench. A defender came closest.
Oh, it's off the post from Gary Neville.
Chelsea had already had Di Matteo sent off, and with time running out, Paul Scholes was also dismissed for a second yellow card. Newcastle were also at home in the quarter-finals, turning in a masterful performance.
Shearer's layoff, Ketchbire will hit this, and scores! It's a good run by Hutchison, and he plays it on, and a shot by Antwerp has produced a brilliant equalising goal! And the substitute, Georgiadis, puts Newcastle back in front. Georgiadis on the left. He finds Ketchbire. Good effort. Oh, what a goal! Ketchbire has surely clinched Newcastle's place in the semi-finals. Shearer in space. On it goes to Ketchbire. Chance of a hat-trick. Lays it on instead. And a brilliant finish by Shearer. And that's finished Everton off.
For the replay at Stamford Bridge, Cole and York were back with a vengeance.
Here's Cole, and here's Dwight York. And here's a fine challenge by Cole, and it's led to Dwight York striking again.
Villa Park was the venue for a real clash of the Titans. United chasing a treble, Arsenal going for a double-double. Manchester United thought they'd won it, but the match officials had other ideas.
Pursuing by Beckham. Giggs chasing his own touch round Dixon. Great play by Ryan Giggs. And it leads to a chance for one team. But the flag is up. It's not going to count.
Newcastle went to Old Trafford to meet Spurs, who were chasing a cup double. The game hinged on two refereeing decisions.
Simpson's free kick is useful. It looked like a handball there to me. All the Tottenham defenders are claiming that it was a Newcastle hand.
It's a superb ball into the box. You can see the arm going up there, and that clearly is a handball from David Zaza.
David Zaza knocks it in long. Heading clear by Luke Young. Gary Speed onto the loose ball. Finds Ferguson. Back it goes to Speed. Playing for a handball, and this time it's been given. It's a penalty. The referee had no doubt at all, and it was just as clear as the handball by Gabby Zass in the 90 minutes that was not given. Alan Shearer. He scored! Marriage. Ferguson far post. Harmon's there. Shearer hits it! Oh! Shearer takes Newcastle to Wembley!
Arsenal and Manchester United returned to Villa Park, and it took another 2 hours to separate them in one of the most memorable cup clashes ever.
Here's Sheringham. Beckham! What a goal! Beckham! Goal for Arsenal! Never write them off! Wembley at stake. Newcastle already there. And can Arsenal get there again to play them again? Oh, and Nalkas, Michael's foul on it! Flag up, no goal. Keane, and David Ellery dismisses Roy Keane. In stoppage time, down goes Fowler. David Ellery gives Arsenal the penalty. Would you believe it? Two international greats here, and a decisive moment in an FA Cup semi-final replay. Bergkamp and Schmeichel has saved it. What a hero for Manchester United. That's a rather weary one from Vieira. Giggs gets past Vieira, past Dixon, who comes back at him. It's a wonderful run from Giggs! Sensational goal from Ryan Giggs in the second period of extra time.
129 previous games between the two. In all competitions, only one previous Wembley meeting, that was the 96 Charity Shield, which Manchester United won here by 4-0. Two previous FA Cup meetings, all the way back in 1909 at Bramall Lane. Manchester United won it by 1-0, went on to win the trophy that year. And a very famous fifth-round tie when Newcastle were pushing hard for promotion to the First Division, beaten at St James's Park. Jim Smith's Newcastle then, incidentally, by Manchester United. McClare with the winner, and Alex Ferguson went on to land his first trophy at Old Trafford. And watching that, all the old debates about should he have sat down, could he have stood up, was it handball, they all started all over again. So I'm going to bow out and let you listen.
Yeah. I think the thing that you've got to say, looking at those clips there, is however good the two teams are getting to Wembley, they still need a little bit of luck, a little bit of rub of the green. We've seen that on a number of occasions in exactly that, you know, how Mr. Durkin, I still cannot believe that he didn't see that it was handball in that semi-final.
You were out of your chair when that was on.
Quite right, Frank?
Oh, I think so. It was amazing, really. I mean, his hand goes up there, but we've got a Newcastle supporter in the studio here, and he says he get pushed, and that's why he put his hand up.
Well, he still handled it.
He definitely handled it.
How can you see one end and...
I know, I mean, I think that was unbelievable. Clive said earlier, if he's not watching the ball, what is he watching? I mean, what are you looking at if you don't look at the flight of the ball? What are you watching? And he clearly handled it.
What happens to that rule as well? If you intentionally handball the ball, you get a red card. What happens to that rule? On Campbell,
you
when
get
he
sent
handled
off, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah. All academic, though. We're here in the final.
I'll tell you one thing. Let's hope one thing today, that the referee doesn't end up deciding this match and it's decided by the players.
Apart from a very expensive squad, an extremely talented squad, what else do you need to win the FA Cup?
I'll tell you what, you need luck. You need a lot of luck because it can easily go, your bounce of the ball can go your way. I actually think today that Newcastle, to have any chance of winning, I think Newcastle's central defenders have to have a career game. They have to be brilliant, because I was looking back, the last time Manchester United lost a football match was over 5 months ago. And the reason they win so many games is because they've got brilliant attacking players. They will be again today. And if Newcastle have got any chance of winning, Richard, the two central defenders, or three, if Hullet plays with three at the back, they have to be brilliant today.
Also, Manchester United right now, like any of the great teams, have got a real belief that they cannot be beaten, Clive, haven't they? And that was evident, I think, in the first semi-final there.
Well, in their run as well, Richard, the first two rounds they've gone behind, they've come from behind and won the games. We've seen it in the Champions League. The result against Juventus was incredible. So even if Newcastle were to go in front, it's as if they can change up a gear and go and score a goal. They average 2 goals a game over the season. Newcastle are struggling defensively. The only plus point, if you can take it for Newcastle and give themselves some confidence, is they actually went to Old Trafford and got a 0-0 in the league game.
To stop United scoring at Old Trafford.
So in that respect, they will take heart from that, and that's why they come here, I would think, with absolutely no fear. They're playing the best team in the country here today, but it's the FA Cup final, and strange things
Just
happen.
for a change, you're very quiet. Do you agree with the boys?
Well, I think that Newcastle have got a hell of a job in their hands here today. Ruud Hullet likes, they say he likes sexy football, attacking football. If they go out and attack Manchester United today, I think they'll get beat by 2 or 3 goals. If they don't play a very tactical, sensible game today and hustle and harry, which is also a little bit more difficult at Wembley because the pitch is a bit bigger, it's a bit wider, and you get tired quicker. But if they don't apply a game like that, I think if Manchester United could win very comfortably.
Manchester United, as we've seen, first to leave their hotel this afternoon, early this afternoon. Newcastle United are on the way as well. One or the other will be here very shortly now, just after 1 o'clock, and that is the scene outside Wembley's famous approach, Wembley Way. 15 times this decade, Manchester United have made the trip. Newcastle United back in the final for the 2nd successive year. And it is, of course, always a very special day.
It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing in a professional footballer's life to go and play at Wembley in an FA Cup final.
It is, without question, the most magnificent day that any footballer can have.
Until you do it, until you're there. There's just not a feeling like it.
God, we'll never forget Jim's match-winning save, will we, all those years ago in 1973 now. When we come back, the competition we promised you about 10 minutes back. Andy's opportunity to win 2 tickets for the Euro 2000 qualifier.
Here we go, here we go!
3 years before they took that picture, I was in prison. Want to talk about a comeback? Don King pulled off the biggest fight in history, and still I couldn't get no respect. Muhammad Ali, I made you fortune. Larry Holmes, a multi-millionaire. Mike Tyson, he sleeps on a bed of money. You know why? Because moolah is the reality of life.
The first showing of Don King, only in America. Friday at 9 on Sky Movie Max.
If you didn't have Don King, you'd have to...
When you hear what Coca-Cola's doing, you won't believe your ears. Just collect tokens from special packs to claim selected gifts from the Disney store. And the chance to win a holiday to Walt Disney World Resort, Florida with 14 of your friends. So start collecting now.
They all laughed at Christopher Columbus when he said the world was round. They all laughed when Edison recorded sound. They all laughed at Wilbur and his brother. They laughed at us and how. But the ho, 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 who's got the last laugh now?
Are you ready for the JJB and Sports Division Top 20 hits from the UK's #1 sports retailer? Reebok Classic Leather has dropped to just $39.99. Adidas Campus Suede, a new entry at an amazing $29.99. And Nike GTS Canvas is straight in at $19.99. Take your pick of the top 20 chart toppers in the JJB and Sports Division Top of the Shops, the UK's #1.
Hey kid, it's your big break. Have a big break. Have a new Kit Kat Chunky.
My father, he wouldn't take anything for diarrhea until I told him about my chewable Imodium Plus.
Just one dose works in harmony with your body to bring relief from diarrhea quickly and gently.
Now worrying about diarrhea isn't the problem. Waiting for me is.
Imodium Plus, fast, gentle diarrhea relief.
No mixing, no sanding, no cracks. Polycell Light and Easy Filler. It only takes 2 ticks.